Have you ever asked the question, what is the meaning of my life? Have you ever asked the question, what is the meaning of my life? What is my purpose in life? Where did I come from? What is the reason for me being here in this world? That is a question we are going to dive in deep today. There's a quote out there, the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. That quote is from Dr. Miles Monroe. This is your host, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, and you're listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, discover your greatness, discover your purpose, discover your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. I encourage you today, sit back, relax, get a cup of coffee, get a tea, get your headsets in. Let's go for a run. Let's go for a walk as we go through and on a journey of transformation. What is my purpose in life? What is the meaning of my life? In other words, our topic today, as we get into this, just not a podcast, it's not just a speech. This is a coaching session on how to unlock your true purpose. How to unlock your true purpose. This year has been a great year for me. I got my international coach credentials through the International Coach Federation, which I'm a part of, in July this year. It's been a great year for me as a coach. And I remember starting my journey in 2019 when I attended Coach U. And that journey, my wife kept encouraging me. She said, you know what, you should get your credentials. And that was a whole process, but this year I did it. But as a coach, this year, I've sat down with the most, how can I say this? This year, I've sat down with a lot of people, many people this year, the most people I've ever sat down one-on-one, and the topic we discussed was about purpose. Now, somebody said, what type of coach are you? Well, I am your empowerment, success, and purpose coach, helping you become all what you were designed to be. I'm a coach. I help individuals discover their purpose and live that purpose out. Now, I think it's very important that if someone is telling you about your purpose, I think it's very important that they should know their purpose, right? Let me tell you what my purpose is. My purpose in life is to empower you to tap into and maximize your potential, discover your purpose, and become all what you were designed to be. That's my purpose in life. And over the course of this podcast today, you are going to get an understanding of your true purpose in life. You are going to get an understanding of your true purpose in life. And if you don't get an understanding of your true purpose in life or discover your purpose, when you listen to this, finish listening to this podcast, you are going to walk away with some type of idea of what is your purpose is in life. Let me give you my journey. I never knew my life had a purpose. I never knew that my life had a purpose. And here's my story. And a lot of you might have heard this story. Here's my story. I'm sitting in an audience in Nassau, Bahamas, in a building upstairs, which is a church. And it's not a traditional church. It's not a church with steeples. It's just a regular building upstairs in a shopping plaza. And this short gentleman walks out and he asks the question. We're just having a conversation. He asked the question, what is your purpose in life? And there were probably, I don't know, 200 to 300 people in the audience. But when he asked the question, what is your purpose in life? It felt like he was asking me directly. That question was just for me. And being a great speaker and a communicator he is, he reiterated the question, or he rephrased the question again. He said, well, do you know the meaning why you're here in this world? Do you know the meaning of your life? Do you know where you came from? Do you know the reason that you were placed in this universe? And I could not answer that question at that particular time. This is my story. And back then, it wasn't like we had social media. It was before the so-called I guess we were not sophisticated now, like how we have all of this AI and all of the social media. So therefore I could not go online and search it. I couldn't go to the local I couldn't go to the local library or go to the college and ask the question, what is my purpose? And for the first time in my life, I realized that in that morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever's listening, I realized that in that moment, when my mentor, my spiritual father, and his name is Dr. Miles Monroe, when he asked that question, I realized in that moment that I have a purpose. I never knew up to that point that I had a purpose in life. Up to that point, the only question, or the most taxing, the most mind-boggling, it was there one answer that I wanted to figure out growing up at that time, and I figured out a question out before that question was asked, was, is there life after death? Like, let's be real, like what happened to you when you die? Do you come back a butterfly? Do you come back a bird? Do you come back a fish? And I realized that there is more to life than just death. And that's when I came more into the awareness and that consciousness of connecting with the Most High God, that this world didn't just happen. This world just didn't happen. That behind every picture, I'm looking at a picture in my office as right now as I'm recording this. I'm looking at a picture of Bob Marley. Somebody took that picture. I'm looking at a picture of Michael Jordan with 6 rings on. Somebody took that picture. I had that poster from I was in college. I'm looking at like a artifacts, a toy from Star Wars. Someone created that. I'm looking at a trophy I got. And all of these things didn't just happen. Someone designed that, someone created that. There was a purpose and intention behind that. And on top of that, I had to get the artifacts, the pictures, and then I had to put it in my office. And then when I put it in my office, I had to decide where to put it. What I'm saying is that everything in life, and I learned a lot of fundamental principles when it came to purpose from the great Dr. Miles Monroe, is that everything in life has purpose. There is nothing in this world that is a mistake. There's nothing in this world. And therefore, when he asked the question, what is your purpose in life? In that moment, I never knew that I had a purpose. I never knew that I was put in this world for a purpose. I never know that my life was connected or associated with purpose. So in that moment, I realized that in that moment, I realized that I had a purpose. And just like you are listening to this for the first time, maybe be listening to this podcast for the first time, or I might be someone who has asked you the question, what is your purpose in life? And one of the things I said I'm going to do for the rest of my life, especially that same year when Dr. Miles Monroe made that transition into that higher realm, I should say, in 2014, is like I said, I'm going to help people discover their purpose, how he helped me discover my purpose. And here's something that changed my life yesterday. I was at this empowerment summit. It was in Columbia, South Carolina, in United States of America. And it's a empowerment summit where you have various speakers. A couple months ago, I had the great opportunity of speaking there. And one of the one of the persons who one of the persons who were attending, it was designed specifically for students, or some people might call them cadets. They walk into the room, and this is so powerful. They walk into the room, and when they walk into the room, here's what the word they said: my favorite person. They said my favorite person. Now I heard the person said my favorite person, and I'm doing something. I'm setting up the coffee for the event. I was my role, my leadership role was to make sure the uh the breakfast and the refreshments get there and make sure the lunch get there. So I'm setting up, doing my part, staying focused on what I have to do. And this individual walked into the room, and he said, my favorite person. And when I put one and two together, I realized that he was talking to me. And he said it, and I was so busy. I was so busy, you know, setting up. This is all tied with purpose. I was so busy setting up, helping set up, that I told my friend, I called my friend Peter Runks. I say, man, this guy just told me, say, hey, man, hey, he said, I'm the most favorite person in the world. But here's the thing he also said, I told Peter Runks, he said, you changed. He said, you're the greatest person. He said, my favorite person. And then when I went to him, I said, thank you for what you said. He said, you changed my life. He said, you changed my life. Purpose now. And the reason why he said that, I know exactly what he was saying. Because this individual, I coached that individual recently. And whenever someone comes into my office, or whenever somebody gives me the opportunity to coach them, if it's one thing that I'm going to be coach people on, is purpose. And the reason why he said that is because in our coaching session, he discovered that he had a purpose in life. And in that coaching session, he got a clarification of what his purpose is in life. In that coaching session, he realized there's something significant for him. And it's so many stories. Over these years, I've had many coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions, and I'm just coaching people on purpose. I saw a gentleman yesterday who was also at the summit. And I remember when we did a mastermind together, it was about 2 years ago. His name is Lester Young, who have organization Path to Redemption, or Pathway to Redemption. And I remember in that mastermind, and in mastermind, they called you up. I remember I was up in the front, and I was like, I wanted to do this, and XYZ, I wanted to do this. And I never forgot what he said. He said, Antonio, if there's one thing that I know you can talk to people about, and if there's one thing I know that you can help people about, is purpose, because you have discovered your purpose. And when he said that, that changed my mind. It was more confirmation on what I love to do and what I am doing. And when I saw him yesterday, we were sitting, he's like, hey man, how you doing? I say, things are good, man. And it's like, I'm loving what I'm doing. And he said that word, based on everything we were saying, he said the word, he said purpose, purpose. And I just love doing it and getting people excited about discovering their purpose. And I'm so grateful. The day one of the speakers was speaking the day and at the summit, and I can't remember what speaker it was, but they said, tell somebody, yeah, I think it was drink. Yeah, tell somebody thank you. That's right. Tell somebody thank you. Harry Dent the third. Tell somebody thank you. And he was driving to the summit. He had to drive like about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And he said on his way driving, he was talking to his brother and he was telling his brother, thank you, thank you, thank you. And his brother was telling him that when you talk today to these young people today, when you talk to these young, brilliant minds today, his brother would say, tell them about my journey. Tell them about my journey, how my journey was similar to them. And he said another person, he said, he told thank you is his mom, is his mother. He said, Mom, thank you. And also, he said that the day is his mom's birthday. And Harry Dent III, if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to tell your mom, all of the audience, and everybody from Winners for Life Coaching podcast community, we send our love and blessings to her on her birthday, coming especially from Coach Antonio Landis Thompson. But here's something else also that was powerful. Another person walked up to me and they said, thank you. Thank you. And over the last couple of months, people have walked up to me, talked to me, and they say, you made me realize that I have a purpose in life. You made me realize that my life has a significance. You made me realize that there is something great, significant, and awesome and amazing for me to accomplish in this world. Other people walk up to me and say, hey, purpose, purpose, purpose. Oh, I got to know my why. I got to know my why. And there are over 8.2 billion people in the world. Over 8.2 billion people in the world, and no one has your fingerprint. There are over 8.2 billion people in the world. And if you look at, I want you to look at your hands right now. And if you look at your hands right now, if you look at your hands right now, if you look at your hands right now, you have 10 fingers. And out of those 10 fingers, none of your fingerprints are the same. And if we rounded off the 8 billion people times 10 fingers, which is 10, we come up with 80 billion fingerprints. And out of 80 billion fingerprints, there is no one in the world that has your fingerprints. Now let's get into some coaching right now. I want you to take out a pen and paper. I want you to take out your pen and paper. And I want you to start write down some things that come to you. Oh, this gentleman said something that was so powerful. I'm using Harry Dent. Oh my gosh, he was so powerful. He said something about writing. Where is it? He said this is what somebody told him, and I encourage you to write notes. He said, note takers are money makers. All right, I guess I'm doing this podcast. I'm featuring you. He said, note takers are money makers. He said somebody encouraged them, somebody told him about this quote that money, that note takers are money makers. I encourage you to write down these notes, write down these notes, write down it because you don't know, you don't know the next time you'll probably have these same feelings and emotions and whatever you're feeling, write it down. Now, here's the first thing in terms of how to unlock your true purpose. We're taking a deep dive here. We're taking a deep dive here. Let me get a sip of water here. I have my purpose. I wish you could see this. I have my cup. It has purpose on it. How to unlock your true purpose. Now, here's the first thing I want us to realize is that your purpose is inside of you. I want you to think about that. I want you to write down the first point I want to make to you is that your purpose is inside of you. Because we like to say, I want to find my purpose in life. I want to discover my purpose in life. It should be the right way to say it. But we say, I want to find my purpose in life one day. And I used to say, I want to find my purpose. But here's the thing. You only find something that is lost. If you lost, if you miss, if you can't find your keys and you found your keys, you say, I found my keys. Or you walk around if you misplace your phone, you say, I'm trying to find my phone. And the reason why you're trying to find your phone, the reason why you're trying to find your keys, the reason why you're trying to find your basketball or your laptop, or the reason why you're trying to find your favorite dessert that you hide probably in the freezer is that you already had it. And because you misplaced it, that it was lost. Therefore, in order for something to be lost, in order for some, in other words, let me back up. In order for you to find something, slow down, coach. In order for you to find something, it has to be qualified to have been lost. Therefore, when we said, I want to find my purpose, stay with me. When we say, I want to find my purpose, the words that we say, they paint pictures. They paint meanings. I can say one word to you today, but in my country, I can say that same word and it has a different meaning or it brings a different feeling. Because words over the years, words have cultural meanings, right? And within a culture, words have historical meanings, meaning that this word was associated throughout history. Words have geographical locations based on, where that word is used. And then words change over a period of time. The same word that we're using today, the same word that we're using today, 200 years ago, may have been a different word. May have mean a different meaning. Therefore, when we say certain words, our mind, we interpret those words and we take on the feelings of those words. And I like to say those words can have psychological feelings, emotions, all attached, all combined to those words. Example, if I say the word fail, what fear am I talking about? That fear could be a fear of something tragedy happened to somebody, or the fear could be a fear of stepping out and going after your dream, a fear of fulfilling your purpose, or it could be when I said the word fair, somebody was like, hey, are we going to the fair today? A fair could be popcorn and rides. They all have different meanings. So therefore, how you interpret a certain word will give you the full meaning of it. And when we say the word, let me slow it down. I want to find my purpose. I want to find my purpose. I want to find my purpose. When we said I want to find my purpose, we associate the word find with something being lost. So therefore, find something and interpret meaning that something I need to find something because it's lost. I need to find something because it is lost. So therefore, when I said I want to find my purpose, I want to find my purpose, I want to find my purpose. What are we saying in our brain? My purpose is lost and I want to find it. I want to find my purpose, meaning my purpose is lost and I want to find it. I want to find my purpose. My purpose is lost and I want to find it. And therefore, we take on the meaning and thinking that our purpose is lost. But you could only, in order to find something in life, it has to be lost. And your purpose was never, never, never lost. One of the greatest awakening that people are starting to understand, and then I started to share with my clients, is that your purpose and my purpose is inside of you. It's inside of me. Your purpose was never lost. So therefore, if your purpose was never lost, you don't have to find it. Let's take that same question, or let's take that same statement, I should say, and let's replace. I'm coaching you right now. Let us replace the word with find, and let us replace the word with discover. Mm. We're going to say the same statement. I want to, but instead of we saying find, we're going to say I want to discover. Let's go. I want to discover my purpose. I want to discover my purpose. I am on the road to discovering my purpose. Now, because you're starting to say, I want to discover my purpose, your mind, your body recognize that you are discovering which was already there. You are discovering what already existed. If you go in the back of your yard, you go to the beach, you go into the mountains, you go into the jungle, and you're digging in the ground, and you go deep into the ground, or you're just digging in the ground, and you see this beautiful diamond. You see this beautiful diamond there, rare diamond, just sitting there. And you got that diamond, and you got that diamond, and you take a picture of the diamond. You got to be careful, right? Before you show it to the world, make sure you get the value of it. Make sure you get your paperwork and all that type stuff. And then the headline is Henry or Mary or Susan or Janet or Jessica. They what? They discover a rare diamond. Because the diamond was always existed and no one never discovered it. It was in the bottom of the earth. It was in the earth. You had to go in there and dig and get it. It was no one never had it. So therefore you discovered the diamond. Now, since you have the possession of the diamond in your hand, and say you had it for some months and you had it some years, and then you were traveling and you misplaced it. Because you misplaced it, now it is lost. And because it was lost, now you could say, I found my diamond. Why? You found it because it was lost. When you first came across it, you never had it, and therefore you never had it, was never lost. Therefore, when you came across it the first time, you discover it. Therefore, with your purpose was never lost. Your purpose is deep down inside of you. Therefore, today I encourage you, when it comes to purpose, stop looking on the outside, but start looking on the inside. Stop looking on the outside to find your purpose, but look on the inside to discover your purpose. I'll say that again. Stop looking on the outside to find your purpose, but Look on the inside to discover your purpose. How are you doing out there? I want to check in and coaching, we call it check in. How are you doing? Tell me how you doing. Just checking in to see how you're doing. Another point in unlocking your true purpose is your purpose are your natural talents and abilities. Your purpose are your natural talents and abilities. That same piece of paper that I told you to get, or whatever you're taking notes, I want you to write down your natural talents and abilities. And some people's like, what are my natural talents? What are my natural abilities? In other words, I want you to write down things that you are good at doing. I want you to write down things that you are good at doing, things that you love to do, things that you can do it in your sleep. I want you to write down things that you're good at doing. And I like to ask people when I'm coaching them also, when I'm asking them questions, you're listening to me talk, I'm communicating to you. What are some things that you say that Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, based on what I'm saying and doing, listening to this podcast, what are some things that I'm doing naturally that you're picking up? What are some things that I'm doing naturally that you're picking up? Yeah. So write down some things that you are naturally good at doing. Now, our purpose are our natural talents and abilities. Because everything for you to be successful is already inside of you. In order for the seed to be successful, everything for that seed to be successful is already inside the seed. The seed is not trying to find something to be successful. Everything for that mango seed to be successful is already inside that mango seed. That mango, inside that mango seed is wired to produce mangoes. All that seed has to do is to tap into its potential, and that seed will be able to produce many hundreds and thousands of mangoes. And one of the reasons that that seed can do that, once that seed is placed in the right environment, once that seed is placed in the soil, and that seed will start to get water. In fact, you could throw the seed. I've seen it in the islands growing up. You could throw a seed in the bush, in the woods. Somebody forgot that they even threw the seed away, and then the rain came, and then some dirt came over. Next thing you know, in a year or so, a couple of years, you go back into the woods, and the same seed that you threw away, or somebody threw away, is now a mango tree with many mangoes. I've seen in the islands growing up, I've seen coconut trees all over the place. I've seen mango trees. I've seen avocado trees. Fruit trees just grow up, or you see vegetable trees just growing up. Because everything for that seed to be successful, it has it inside of them. Therefore, your purpose are your natural talents and abilities. And built inside you, you have all the natural talents and abilities to be successful in life and unlock your true purpose and live it out. Now, here's the thing. With our natural talents and abilities, we may have to go and enhance them and refine them. Like, my part of my story was that I knew that I wanted to be a speaker. I knew that I wanted to talk to people. I knew that I wanted to communicate. Therefore, there was a short period of my time that I was part of Toastmasters. In fact, I was a part of two Toastmasters. And the whole purpose of, here's the word purpose, and the whole purpose of me joining Toastmasters was to give me the opportunity to stand in front of individuals to learn how to be critiqued effectively. No, let me say it again. When I was in Toastmaster, one of my mentors said, "Mr. Thompson is not effective critique." He's no, he said it. He said it's not effective criticism. It's just effective critique. We are effectively critiquing you, not criticizing you. Because some people's like, oh, I'm going to get in front of an audience, and they're going to communicate, they're going to evaluate me, critique me, and criticize. No, it's not effective criticism. It's effective critique, meaning that you're being critiqued based on your craft. And therefore, part of the responsibility part of joining Toastmasters is you get up in the front of an audience and you present a speech, and that speech is evaluated and critiqued effectively. You're opening your body, you're closing. Did you look at the audience? Did you put your head down? Did you walk around? Did you connect with the audience? Did you feel what the audience was saying? What were you present with the audience, or were you so focused on your speech to come to pass or finish your speech that you overlooked what was going on? And that's one of the things that I did. I I joined Toastmasters. Therefore, when it comes to your natural talents and ability, those talents that align up with your purpose, you go to an environment to enhance them. You might have your gift or purpose might be to write, but you might go to college or school to learn how to refine that. Your purpose might be a graphic artist or a painting artist, and you could go to college, you could go to technical school, or you could just sit under somebody. And what you're doing, you're learning how to refine that. You're being critique. They're learning how you to get the maximum performance. So therefore, just because I said I wanted to speak, I know I had the gift of speaking. I know I had the gift of communicating. That don't mean I have to. That don't mean I don't need no one help. No, you need help. I'm a coach, but also I have someone who I have a coach also that I go to that individual or I get coach about. I shoot this question. I need to get coach on this particular area. What are your natural talents and abilities? Now, here's the thing with our natural talents and abilities. A lot of us, we get talk out of our natural talents and abilities. Some of you may have a natural gift of cooking, but someone talk you out of cooking because they say you can't make money cooking. That's someone's perception. Some of you might have a natural talent of singing, but you were taught out of singing because somebody said, well, you can be a successful singing artist, but that's such a long shot. Or some of you might have a natural talent of organizing. You go into somebody's house, somebody might say, hey girlfriend, just come. What you doing this weekend? You free? Come over to my house. I like how you organize. I got some new furniture. I got some new flower plants, but I want you to help me decorate. There's some people just are great at decorating. My mom, before she died, she was great at baking cakes. She was very great at baking cakes. She was great at great at cooking, and she would make fruit cakes for people. She would make regular cakes for people. I still could this day could see her making pineapple upside down with the pineapple, and oh, it was so good. And doing Christmas time or Easter time, make the fruit cakes, and she would make different types of fruit cakes. My mom, I told someone, my mom was so good at making fruit cakes. She made people, she motivated people and made people eat fruit cakes that they never ate fruit cakes. One of my friends, one time, she made a cake for him. He said, I never forgot it. His name is Rudy Blocks. He said, I ate your mom cake. He said, your mom cake was so good. I ate your mom cake like I was eating a loaf of bread. Ooh, God bless the legacy and life of Natalie Laurel Thompson. Mom, thank you. I love you. Your talents are your natural. Your talents are connected to your purpose, and your natural talents and abilities are connected to your purpose. Your natural talents and your abilities are indicators of what your purpose is. Your natural talents and abilities are your purpose or your purposes, right? Your natural talents and ability, they are built inside of you and they are in there for a reason. They're in there for a reason. Now, here's the thing. The reason why sometimes we overlook our natural talents and abilities because we go to school for 12 years. Average person go to school for 12 years, may repeat a class, and then we go to college. We don't go to college, we go to a technical school for a year or two, or we get a certification in a particular area, or some of us who don't want to go to college, don't want to go to technical school, we go and work under somebody. We work under a great writer, a great mechanic, a great teacher, a great musician. We go with them, we get that training. And if we don't want to do that, some of us go straight into the workforce, and sometimes we overlook purpose. And if we decide to go to college, I like to tell people this when I'm coaching them, is that we live in a society where we we have become, especially in the Western part of the world, we have become very career focused, but not purpose focused. We have become career focused, but we have not become purpose focused. We've become career focused, but we have not become purpose focused. Now you can be perfect focus, and in your purpose focus, because you discover your true purpose, your career is tied up into your true purpose. But we've become very career focused. And one of the reasons that you will ask, and I used to work at a university, and had the great honor of working around thousands over the years, thousands and thousands and thousands of young people from all around the world coming to college to get their education. And if you sit down and you talk to some of those students, they will tell you the reason why I'm in this particular major is not because I really like it. Some of them would say the reason why I'm in this particular major is because my parents said if I come to college or if I come to school, they will pay for me. They'll pay for me if I study this particular major. Or some students over the years told me, they said, Mr. Thompson, the reason why I'm studying this particular subject or the reason why I'm studying this particular major is because you make a lot of money with this. And therefore, we go to college and we say, we want to make a lot of money and this is what I'm going to study. Mind you, we might not even love it. We might not even love it. One of the things that helped me before I went to college was that I knew my purpose before I went to college. In college, I wanted to study business because I knew I was going to be in some type of business one day. I wanted to, in college, I saw my end. I discovered my purpose. And one of the things that I studied when I was in college, I major in business administration, but my concentration was on marketing. Because I said, I want to be able to, if there's one area in business that I like, or if there's one area in business I like the marketing side. I like how to market, and I like how to, and marketing is so big now. I get fascinated in terms of when I take a certain picture, I'm thinking behind the picture. I know why I'm taking the picture here. I know why I have this in my hand. I know why I'm turning this way. It's all about marketing. How I put out my reels and how I do things on social media. I'm doing it from a marketing perspective. But that decision of studying marketing, going into college, was because I discovered my purpose. I didn't go to study nutrition. I didn't go to study sports. I said I wanted to do something that is related to business because I know one day I was going to be involved with business, or I know one day that I was going to do something with marketing. And we all are marketing ourselves. But that's a whole nother discussion. But your talents are your natural your talents and abilities are connected to your purpose. Your talents, your purpose, I'm telling you, your purpose are your natural talents and abilities. This is a good coaching question. What natural talents and abilities that you no longer use? Mm, I want you to think about that for a second. What are some natural talents and abilities that you don't use them no more? Or what are those natural talents and abilities that you know that you're good at, but someone told you you're not good at it, and you let that person determine if you would use those talents. Hmm. Have you stopped singing? Or when last have you wrote a song? It's been a while since I recorded a podcast, and I was invited to be a part of the Leaders Live Generously Virtual Summit. Leaders Live Generously Virtual Summit with the invitation with Dr. Anthony Shannon. And when I recorded my speech, I felt like this bug. And I told my friend about it. And being a part of that summit, I realized one of the reasons of being a part of that summit, I don't know, it's just like I needed to record a speech again. I mean, I'm on Zoom, I'm doing stuff on Zoom, I'm doing stuff on YouTube, I'm leading, like a meeting or what have you. But there was something happen. It's like you haven't exercised for a long time, and all of a sudden, someone invited you to go for a walk. And when you go for that walk, all of a sudden, the air is hitting you, or you see the birds, or you see the different animals, and it's like you get the bug again. Wow, I miss walking. Or someone asks you to go shop and you haven't been out for a long time, and you had a great time with your friend, went out to eat, watch a movie, and then you came back home and you're just like, wow, I've been so busy with work. I've been so busy being a family, being a mom or dad. I've been so busy just focusing on so much stuff. And you said to yourself when you get home, you text your friend and say, thank you for inviting me out. And you realize that she or he was the one that extended the invitation, and you so glad that you went out because you realized that you forgot the importance of connecting with people. You forgot the importance of friends. In other words, you forgot the importance of community. Is you had nothing against community. You forgot the importance of just having a good time with friends. And that's what that happened to me when Dr. Anthony Shannon invited me to be a part of the Leaders Live Generously Virtual Summit. When I did that recording, I told my friend, I said, Peter Runks, I got that podcast bug again. And I realized, you know what? It's time for me to record another podcast because it's important that I continue to keep doing what I'm doing. And this year was like a transitional year for me, transitioning into some new things. And I was focusing on my International Coaching Federation credentials, and that I got that. And then after that, it was like a transitional year. And I thank God for just being there for me. And I'm so grateful for where I'm at. But here's the thing with purpose, right? And I'm using myself as an example. Whether you use your purpose, or whether you go to sleep on your purpose, or whether you die with your purpose will always be there. My mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe, said this. He said it was so powerful. He said that ignorance don't cancel purpose. Our ignorance of not knowing what our purpose is don't cancel that our purpose inside of us. We might never discover our purpose, but that don't change the fact that we have a purpose, and we just will die with that purpose. Therefore, you can have a purpose to do something, but just because you're not doing it, you don't lose it. People say, well, if you don't have something, you don't lose it. You might not you might not have it refined if you used to wake up and run 10 miles every day, and you haven't done that in 20 years, you might cannot get up and run 10 miles. You might have to start off all over again. Meaning that when we don't use our gifts and talents, when we don't use our gifts and talents, we don't exercise. Yeah, we don't exercise that. Our purpose is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, that muscle stop growing. You might lose muscle, but guess what? Your muscle is still there. Just because you don't use your toe or your finger, you don't get rid of it. It's still there. And therefore, with our natural talents and abilities, whatever, listen, please listen up, family. Your natural talents and abilities, just because you don't use it, don't mean you lose it. You might not use it, but it'll still be inside of you. Why? Because we realize today that what? Our purpose is inside of us. And whether we decide to discover our purpose, and whether we decide to tap into and maximize our potential and discover our purpose and become all what we were designed to be, if we decide not to do that, that don't change the fact that our purpose is still inside of us. That don't give us an excuse. Say, well, since you haven't used your purpose in 20 years, then you don't have to use it no more. No, our purposes, listen, our purposes are already inside of us. And whether we use our purposes or our individual purposes in life, whether we use them or not, we will die with them inside of us. Every person that dies, every person that dies, they either die with their purpose inside of them. Every person that dies has purpose inside of them when they die. The question is, when you die, did you use your purpose that was inside of you? Mr. Henry Dent III, he said a quote that was so powerful. He said, he said this today, and it was so powerful. He said, you're born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions. Ooh, let me say that again. I never heard that. Mr. Harry Dant, I can't remember if it's his original quote or someone said it to him, but he said this. He said, you are born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions. Dr. Miles Monroe would say, and some other people say, Dr. Miles Monroe would say, you are the sum total of the choices you make. I think I heard Wayne Dyer said that also. You are the sum total of the choices. We are the sum total of the choices we make. Therefore, when we are when we are laying in that casket, if some of us decide to be in a casket, or some of us will decide to be cremated, when we have died and we transition, will our life of death reflect or be connected to our purpose? When someone look at you in that casket, will they look in you in that casket and see you as someone who died empty, fulfilling their purpose, someone who was born to teach and was teaching? Or did you live such a hard life of pain and turmoil, of just existing and not living, that in the casket your reflection will be, you did not fulfill your purpose. You did not even try. Oh, we could talk all day, but I got to bring this to an end. Oh, we talk about today on how to discover our purpose in life, or how to unlock our true purpose in life. And one of the things that we talk about today is that your purpose is inside of you. Therefore, from this day forward, you don't have to look for your purpose on the outside, because your purpose is inside of you. We also learned that your purpose are your natural talents and ability. It's closer than the air you breathe. purpose are your natural talents and ability. And I was coaching and I asked you to write down those natural talents and ability. And those natural talents and abilities, they are your purpose or your purposes, or they are your natural talents and abilities are indications of what your purpose is in life. I encourage you to explore those. I encourage you. There's so much success in you. There's so much greatness in you. There's so much purpose in you. There's so much destiny inside of you. And like Mr. Harry Dan say, you're born looking like your parents, but die looking like your decisions. When you died in this world, when you die in this world, die with a reflection of purpose in your life. Die, and the people remember you wrote your book and you fulfilled your purpose. Die with the reflection of, I did what I was supposed to do on this earth. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. The greatest tragedy, Dr. Miles Monroe says, is not death, but a life lived without purpose. Are you living a purposeful life, or are you just existing? Thank you for your time. This is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, and you've been listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. Oh, if you want more information, you can follow me with this podcast. You could visit me at AntonioLandisThompson.com. That's right, AntonioLandisThompson.com. I'm on social media. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just subscribe all over. If you want more inspiration and more motivation, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a message and I will get back to you. My name is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, your empowerment, success, and purpose coach, helping you become all what you were designed to be. My purpose in life is to empower you to tap into and maximize your potential, discover your purpose, and become all what you were designed to be. Thank you for listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. Thank you for coming with us today on this journey of transformation. You were born for a purpose. There are over 8.2 billion people in the world, and no one has your fingerprints. That means that you are special. You are unique. Get up off that couch today and release that greatness inside of you. Tap inside of that potential inside of you. And remember that your purpose is not outside of you. Your purpose is inside of you. Your purpose is not outside of you. Your purpose is inside of you. You don't have to look for your purpose on the outside because your purpose was never lost. All you have to do is look on the inside and discover that purpose that is inside of you. And remember that your talents and abilities are connected to your purpose. Your purpose are your natural talents and ability. And remember this once. Here's one of the success principles that I like to teach. And I want you to remember that success is fulfillment of purpose and becoming all what you were designed to be. Your success is discovering your purpose, fulfilling that purpose, and becoming all what you were designed to be. Remember, the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. Thank you for listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast.